Hello, my friends, families, and colleagues. Well, the name of this video is the dynamics of cleansing. Now, this may sound like a strange title, but I see a huge confusion with people when it comes to the cleansing process during the self-healers protocol. People can easily grasp a situation as, let's say, a kidney cleanse or liver cleanse or colon cleanse. Okay, you pop something and then you have this day or two or just few hours of so-called detox. Your body is expelling some stuff, and then it's over. Well, during the self-healers protocol, although it is a cleanse, but it is a cleanse that is not triggered through polluting the body and forcing it to eliminate, which is a detox. Rather, it is utilizing the already set programming of this robot that we call human body, which runs on programs. It is not conscious. So it will not consciously say, okay, what plasma is here or water is here, and now I'm going to clean. No, it doesn't work this way. It's not conscious. It is a program that tells it where should the body stay as far as hydration goes, where should the body stay as far as toxicity goes, where should the body stay as far as certain minerals are involved, where should the body stay as far as the temperature goes, as whatever is causing some environment of the body. It's always controlled through programs. So why I'm making this video? Because just this morning I received a note from a friend as a comment on a video that his body is responding differently, and he is 1 year on a protocol and his urine is still dark. Well, then I asked him to go send me an email. Let's see what's going on. Well, finally in the email he says, well, I'm no longer on a protocol. But he claims urine is dark. Well, we have this expectation. We are on cleansing protocol, so we drink certain amount of plasma. It's like washing dishes. You wash it and then you're clean. Well, this is not how it works. Because our body can tolerate huge amount of toxins without showing any symptom. Or it can receive a small amount of toxin and show big symptoms. How does that work? Because body is going to show symptoms when toxins are in the blood, not when they are in a tissue, not when they are in the cells. Why? What are toxins? I mentioned before, toxins are out of sync frequencies, which would resonate very closely to certain frequencies that are used to form our reality. So even in a way of light frequencies that we turn into visible light, and the toxic frequency is going to be darker frequency. When you are overheating stuff, it starts turning brown and then black. It has become toxic. But another toxic frequency in the form of touch is going to be pain. So when you have a pain in the body, it means you have toxic frequencies that are resonating with the frequencies of your program sensor for pressure. And overly toxic will indicate pain. Less toxic will indicate itchiness. Less toxic, discomfort. Same type of frequency, different intensities. You can have mild toxin, but doesn't cause any problems in your body, other than your cells may not want to absorb it. So they're going to tighten the membranes a little bit, not allowing it to penetrate through. Now, if you multiply these sensors, then they're going to start causing more problems until we start calling them medicinal, like ascorbic acid, for example. Small amounts, no problem. Huge amounts will kill you. And just before they kill you, they're going to lock your cells tightly, so nothing comes out of them. And of course, nothing can come in. And this stops cells from polluting the blood. And symptoms of toxic blood ease out. And we say, wow, this is medicine. Now, this friend of mine says, a year I'm on protocol and my urine is still dark. Well, there's something terribly wrong with the way the protocol is being observed, because part of the protocol is hydration. And because of this, my friend says, My body is not hydrating well with plasma. I need something else. Well, blood is plasma. Plasma is, in this case, diluted seawater. Salinity of blood is approximately 9 grams of salt per liter of blood. Salinity of the sea, depending how north or how south you are. Let's say in Caribbean, salinity is about 30-35 grams of salt per 1 liter of water. Up north, Alaska, I don't know, maybe 15, maybe 20 grams. Way less salty. Maybe less. I didn't measure it, but it depends on the rate of evaporation. Plus, the currents are constantly mixing the sea, so keeping it mineralized. But I doubt that the salinity up north is the same as in the area where there is a huge evaporation going on. So if you simply dilute the seawater with potable water and you give it the 9 grams of salt per liter, well, you are actually, if you drink it, you are drinking blood plasma. Of course, in the body then there will be also loaded some proteins and minerals, some enzymes, vitamins, and all the other crap. But basic plasma is nothing else but mineralized water. Why? Because it is electroconductive. And what we call energy is electricity. Now, if you have these toxins are like resistors. They make obstruction for flow of energy. This is where acupuncturists go and benefit, because there are pathways, energetic pathways. Energy goes through blood and nerves, and there are these pathways of frequency, of energy of particular frequency, which are sent from a brain into particular organ, and they go through these pathways because of the frequency has to remain as it was sent from a brain, because it's the same frequency of the final recipient, the tissue or organ that resonates with that frequency. And now if you have some resistor in this pathway, energy will not flow, or it will not fully flow. You have one resistor, it's like a dimmer switch. You put high resistance, you dim the light. You can even shut the light, not enough electricity go. Then you can reduce the resistance, you open it, dimmer up a little bit, and more electricity flows and brighter light. Same is with the body and toxins. They are resistors. More of them pile up, the less electricity can go through, and the recipient will suffer from low voltage. It's not going to work properly. But also pain can be experienced because, again, it's a frequency obstruction of particular frequency. Now, by positioning needles in area on these conduits to particular organ, you can bridge places, bypassing the toxic resistors, energy flows, and hoppa, I'm cured. Well, yeah, you take the needles out, energy went through, yeah, but you didn't take care of the resistors. And as you deplete the energy, the same problem is going to come back. So you go back to the therapist, and you have a scheduled sessions. You're not going to be improving much, other than feeling relief, unless you take care of the underlying problem, which is the toxic frequency. Now, again, frequency. There are various frequencies. So when your body is detoxifying, well, it is taking toxins out of a variety of frequencies. All frequencies? Maybe not. This is what is with targeted cleansing. When you take a particular poison to target particular organ, well, this is a frequency match. You know exactly what is going to stimulate this organ. Now, does it stimulate beneficially, producing health? Most likely not. It's actually the opposite. It stimulates it negatively because you have to match the toxic frequency, raise it so it becomes recognized and expelled. That's the thing of right machine. You have to pinpoint the toxic frequency and then amplify it. The vibration, matched vibration, is going to make it to shatter and then be expelled. Very often in a protocol, when we are drinking plasma, of course it's a water with not refined, unrefined sea salt that has no additives to it. What happens? As the blood plasma is increasing, the volume of blood is increasing, blood is diluting. And it's, I mention often, it's like in dry season, when it starts all of a sudden raining, as a river fills up with the water from the shore, all the dirt ends up in a river and you get dirty river. Well, same happens during the process of hydration. As we are drinking the plasma, you start increasing the plasma level, and you are increasing not only level of plasma in the blood, but lymph, because lymph comes from blood. Lymph is blood without red blood cells, because they are larger and they cannot penetrate to small capillaries, so only the plasma goes through. And also, many particles of toxins cannot penetrate because they are larger, so lymph is going to be actually cleaner. But then we have lymph that comes out from the dirty cells, which then most likely is going to be more toxic. But what happens is when we are suffering from dehydration, we have a lot of this garbage stuck in those small conduits. Especially as cells dehydrate, they shrink. So if you have a small conduit, capillary, with the now shrunken cells, the whole capillary system gets tighter, smaller. You may even have not enough space for lymph to go through because some toxins are stuck in there. All of a sudden, your pressure in the eye is increasing. Why? Well, because the capillary system that brings lymph into the eye is still slightly larger, so it brings the lymph in, but from the eye, the conduit that leads now out into lymphatic tissue, then to merge back with the blood, is more dehydrated because it has been more toxic, and it shrunk more, and now it is clogged. So your pressure in the eye increases. Now, since the whole thing is controlled by programs, not by consciousness, and programs does not care what else is happening. It has one duty to do, one program. One is to maintain the level of plasma in the blood as high as possible. Another program says to keep the toxicity as low as possible. So wants to eliminate every toxin or everything from the blood that is deemed to be unnecessary, surplus or toxin, doesn't matter. Yeah, but to eliminate it, it needs lymph, it needs plasma. Now, if the mechanism says, wait a minute, I cannot lose this plasma, I need this plasma because otherwise I get the jelly blood, the body is programmed that to have at least minimum. Lower you are on plasma level, the more restrictions are going to be happening in the body because of the programming, not because its body is deciding. The program says, okay, this level of plasma, you can eliminate this and this through this and this systems. If the level of plasma drops below, well, you cannot waste it, so less urination, less through kidneys. Let's try to tackle this through occasional diarrhea, or maybe push it to the skin, sweat it out. So there are different conduits. And the body starts accumulating these toxins because it's not cleansing frequently, because the body is programmed to save plasma. So when you don't eat enough salt, then you don't have enough salt in your diet, and your body is toxic. No matter how much water you drink, you cannot really detoxify because your body cannot raise plasma level. So water comes in, well, but there are no minerals, which means there is no electroconductivity. And right away, the water is being routed to kidney and elimination, or sweat glands and elimination, because it is very dangerous to take the blood away from correct electroconductive state. Now, if you provide plasma, then again, the Kugel is going to calculate between the programs what it can do, what it is programmed to do in this situation, that situation, this situation, and it will do it. So, if you are low on plasma and your blood is toxic, well, you will be creating urine, but your body is going to be holding onto the urine for a longer time because it cannot just freely eliminate plasma because it is not optimally hydrated. And the more toxins end up in the urine becomes darker and smellier. So, if you have dark and smelly urine, you're not having enough plasma in the blood. So if you tell me that you're hydrating correctly according to protocol, you have dark urine after, I don't know, even 2 days of strong hydration, well, you're not telling me the whole story. Because no matter how toxic you are, your body could be extremely toxic, but blood is going to be the least toxic because it is programmed to maintain its cleanliness. But as soon as lymph comes or plasma comes in level that now the program says, okay, it is more important for me to eliminate now these toxins, these resistors, even if I have to lose some plasma because the level is adequate, and you are going to eliminate, but your urine is going to be dark and smelly. More plasma you bring, more often your body can eliminate. So you urinate more frequently. There is no time for urine to accumulate too many toxins before it will be released, and urine becomes lighter and lighter and lighter. During one day, you can go from very dark urine to transparent urine if you continue flushing yourself. So if you are on protocol for a longer time and your urine is dark, you're doing something wrong. Now, the other thing is thirst. People say, well, I'm drinking the plasma, but I get so thirsty, then I have to go and drink some plain water. Well, what makes you thirsty? The need for plasma, not water. Your body does not use water, it uses plasma. So why you are thirsty? Because body needs plasma. And when you provide plasma, the body cleanses. Now, cleansing, in this case, is cleansing of the blood. We are talking about necessity of the blood. But as you're hydrating, you are also starting to poke toxins from the tissue, making your blood toxic again. And this increases the toxicity of the blood, making you more thirsty. And when you are hydrating and stimulating detox through surplus of minerals, well, yes, the body has to offload the surplus of minerals, so it will need more plasma. But remember that the level of plasma you're drinking is just about the same level of salt that your body normally contains. I say that the plasma should have around 10 grams of salt per liter. So it's about the same. It should not make you thirsty. What makes you thirsty is presence of toxins, because body goes into detox. So it has to now cleanse these toxins from the blood. When we are eating, no matter how much poison is there in our food, the body is not freely absorbing everything. Body needs, almost for everything, it needs transporting mechanism. Even sugar, you cannot transport into the blood from your intestines without transporting mechanism, which is good, protein, transporter for sugars. We don't have transporting mechanisms for many stuff. So even though you have them in your food, you are not going to absorb them. You will absorb minerals only when they are so fine, in such a fine particles, that it can freely enter with water. And those are ions of salt. If you are thirsty and drinking plasma and have been more thirsty, it is because, by the way, you are either urinating more, so you are cleansing the blood, or your plasma level is very low in the blood, and toxicity in the blood is not that problematic. So the program will say, okay, hydrate, accumulate. So you are loading on plasma. You will not urinate more, you will not defecate, you will not sweat, you will just load up. But as you load up, you start then stimulating release of toxins from a tissue. And there are no filters that will limit how much of these toxins can come out. You have limiting factor on lymph nodes. So lymph nodes may shut down the flow of lymph if it's very toxic, because you cannot, you are programmed to keep toxins away from blood. But as level of lymph of plasma increase in the blood, the opportunity to cleanse these toxins rises, and you will be releasing more toxins from lymphatic tissue into the blood, so you can cleanse them out of your body. And this causes symptoms of toxic blood. The cleansing is controlled process, and it can take very long time. It all depends on level of toxicity of your body. And as I said, we can be extremely toxic without showing symptoms, because we are dehydrated on blood level. Blood cannot cleanse because it does not have available plasma for this. It just keeps shoving these toxins and protecting itself from the toxins, but not letting them go in. You don't have good lymphatic circulation because of this reason. And then if you start hydrating, you start bringing actually minerals and water. Now more of this plasma is going to go into lymphatic system that is extremely toxic. So your lymph becomes toxic and gets trapped in there because it's not allowed to come out quickly with this level of toxicity. And you start swelling, you start holding water, retaining water. It is because of the toxicity of your body. And because cleansing is controlled process, it may take a long time to get it out. This is why, in this case, medicinal remedies are okay. So you retain more plasma in your toxic tissue. You can force it out either by using salt as a diuretic, high amount, and then later on with normal plasma just to keep hydrating and detoxifying the blood. But by suddenly increasing need for elimination of surplus, again, the programs go, well, it is more problematic having this many saturated minerals in the blood than it is this mildly toxic plasma in the lymph. So you start draining the lymphatic system to have benefit of this liquid helping you eliminate the surplus of minerals that you just put in the body. And this is how you use salt as diuretic. But this will make you extremely thirsty. And you have to resist the thirst until you urinate or maybe come out with diarrhea, eliminating the toxic stuff. And then you drink milder plasma just to hydrate back and twist the thirst. You cannot do it with plain water or distilled water because there will be more need for water since your body will be eliminating it. It's not electroconductive. It cannot use it. So it will first grab whatever surplus of salt is still there and, okay, a little bit create the plasma, but the rest it will just eliminate without any cleansing process. So it is never beneficial to say, well, I'm thirsty, I'm going to drink regular water. Drink plasma and drink more of it and you will cleanse faster. You benefit better than stopping the cleanse, quenching the thirst. Unless there are huge problems caused by sudden release of toxins in the blood, like bad headaches or muscle pain or joint pain. Then you have to play it out to allow the detox and hold the pain on a minimum. It's fiddling with the system. And again, it's all because your body is not intelligent. It's a dumb robot that relays on programs. If you hydrate correctly, no matter how toxic is your body, within 3 weeks, your blood is going to be clean. Clean sufficiently to start cellular hydration. Presuming that you are not poisoning yourself through food or through something else during the hydration. Because that will maintain your blood toxic and cells stay closed. No cellular hydration or detox can occur. And every time your cell releases some toxins, your blood becomes extremely toxic. And cell closes down again until blood gets cleansed. And if it takes 2 weeks to cleanse the blood, well, so you had a little sip of hydration, cellular vomiting, the stuff, your body getting toxic, you're getting a headache, you get heart palpitation because a lot of toxins came all of a sudden, speeding up blood circulation, detoxifying, and you start feeling better, but it may take days before you cleanse sufficiently for your cells to take another sip. Very slow cleansing process. And on the other side, you also cannot neglect the frequency because toxins are frequencies. So which frequencies are you going to be cleansing? Also depends. I'm drinking plasma for over 22 years. And I still went into very deep detox in past December. I told you I turned yellow as a canary. And I start getting huge water retention, gained 5 kilograms of water in 2 days. Because my body could not eliminate the toxin fast enough as they were released. So part of it was eliminated and part of it got stuck in the tissue. And it needed days and days. I'm still eliminating. The frequencies are shifting. Our body is adjusting to those frequencies genetically. And as the frequencies are shifting, different toxins in the body get stirred up and released. So there are many different influencing factors. It's environment. Whatever is happening with the environment. So cleansing is an ongoing process. Our body is made to cleanse. As long as you are drinking, breathing, and eating, you are polluting yourself, no matter how clean the air, no matter how clean your food is, no matter how clean the liquid is that you are taking, because you actually do not need anything. Your energy. So everything you put in, you have to eliminate. It happens constantly. So when people say, oh, Darko, but when is my cleansing going to stop? Never. As long as you are eating, the cleansing will never stop. The trick is to allow the body to cleanse correctly so you don't have symptoms of problematic things happening in your body because you cannot cleanse. And there are 2 different parts of this cleanse. One is the toxic release from tissue and from the cells, which pollute the blood. This is when you get your symptoms. And then on top of these symptoms, you start having symptoms of body trying to eliminate the stuff. So during the cleansing through cell healers protocol, you are enabling the deep detox. And it's a long process. And it requires huge amounts of plasma because the capacity for detox is not really high. The body was never designed to be as toxic as we make it, simply through wrong diet. And then, on top of this, for targeted poisoning through these things and medication and medicinal remedies. That's all poison. So, cleansing is controlled, slow process that we try to maintain in a borderline of not being intrusive. So you don't want it to hurt, to cause discomfort. Less toxic is your blood, the less discomfort you are going to have. So we do not need to have strong, fast release. The faster you hydrate, the faster you will have the release going from the tissue. More toxic blood, stronger symptoms, more need for cleansing of the blood. So there are various ways we can control this process and adjust it to our comfort. To me, this is also, I'm still learning. With you, we are all learning because we have been duped into science. Our brains are filled with lies, with wrong programs designed to do us harm, not to help us. The worst help we get is from our scientists, medical scientists, because they have been duped and we trust them. No salt, salt raises blood pressure. Everything we know about salt is completely wrong, totally opposite. Everything we know about diet through dietitians, through science, is completely wrong. The pyramid is completely upside down, the food pyramid. And then when we start eating correctly and we start poisoning ourselves, body starts absorbing better. And since it is in big need of plasma so it can cleanse, it starts absorbing every drop of liquid we put in it because it can. It is not being poisoned anymore. We get constipated. And then we say, you see, eating correctly is not good because it creates constipation. Well, it all depends how you look at it. This is why people on carnivore diet, when they go to it, they feel improvement immediately. But then later on, they start feeling the problems of toxic blood because they follow one scientist who says we should not have salt and we should not even drink water because body produces its water. We would all be able to cross deserts if body produces its water. We are created from water. That's true. Water and minerals. And as long as we provide it, we'll be fine. Duping us into not taking minerals, salt, because it causes harm or because it's inorganic, cannot be absorbed. There is no such a thing as organic or inorganic matter. Everything is electromagnetic frequency. It's all the way how you look at it. The more scientific you become, what is science? Science is us trying to discover how things work. Well, if we are being misled through a variety of wrong information, of course we're on the wrong track. So everything we think of is going to be wrong, like the oxidative stress, for example. Like going from losing one atom, transmitting one atom to create oxidation. It's all baloney science because, again, now science, clear thinking, shows that there are no electrons. You're talking about electromagnetic field, aura. We have a lot to learn. And if you are following something and you are not experiencing the symptoms as described, don't wait a year. Don't wait a month. Don't wait a week. You're not experiencing something. Do more reading about it, how it works, what should be done. If you can get it, ask questions. Work on it, change it, adjust it. This is how we communicate. This is why we exchange our stories, our experiences. So we learn from each other. Some people say, well, I have to take particular minerals to help my hydration. It's all scam. Whoever sends you these minerals. Because all you need is seawater or sea salt and water. And you make your seawater and drink it, dilute it. And this is your plasma. This is it. Your plasma is not made from electrolytes limited to sodium, potassium, chlorine, magnesium. It has 90 minerals. It has iridium, rhodium. It has copper. It has zinc. It has iron. It has silver. It has gold. Everything is in the blood. And more variety of ions we have, the less of those so-called main ones, sodium, potassium, you need. So they drop. You have less of them in the blood. More sea salt you take, more seawater you drink, the less actual saturation of sodium and potassium you're going to have because they will be supplemented with all the other minerals that are equally electroconductive and they will help in variety of other functions of the body. And chemical analysis proves this. So we just have to be capable of clear thinking, observation, and clear thinking. I'm often being told, well, you should read this material and that material. I don't want to read what other people are discovering because I don't know if they are correct or not. I go from within. I ask. And when I receive answer, I double check it through my experience to see how it works, if it is working this way. And then I share my experiences. Simple. Ah, thank you for listening. And remember, read as many articles as you can because this, what I'm exposing, is a hidden knowledge. I'm not exposing anything new. This is all stuff. But it was hijacked, it was hidden, and replaced by wrong information to keep us sick. We never had so many doctors as we have now, so many healers, and we never had so many diseases and so many sick people. Because it's all wrong information. Thank you for listening. Love you all. God bless us.